Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today our topic is public finance. In it, we shall discuss what are the sources of revenue or income of the government, what are the heads of expenditure of the government, public debt, and budgeting. So, we start with our topic. Public finance deals with the income and expenditure of the state. In the words of Adam Smith, the investigation into the nature and principles of state expenditure and state revenue is called public finance. Professor Bastable defines public finance as that branch of economics which deals with expenditure and income of public authorities or the state and their mutual relation as also with the financial administration and control. The study of public finance can be divided into four parts: public revenue, public expenditure, public debt, and budgeting. Today, modern states has to perform various functions. A country has also to promote welfare of the people and to provide full employment in the country. There is a large number of problems as inflation, overpopulation, defense, economic crisis, and poverty, etc. Public finance is used as tool by the state to reduce and control all these problems. Then we say what is the difference between private and public finance. There is great difference between private and public finance. Public finance means a state management of revenue and expenditure, whereas private finance means management of personal and private income and expenditure. We can distinguish between the two by following facts. Number one, private expenditure. A person makes expenditure according to his income and lives within his own means. Number two, public expenditure. A government estimates its expenditure first and then increase or decrease its income accordingly. Number three, state can issue the currency. A state can issue currency to meet its expenditure, but a person cannot issue currency to increase his income. Number four, budget period. The government prepares its budget for 1 year, while an individual does not have any specific budget period. Generally, budget period of an individual is 1 month. Number five, record keeping. The state keeps proper record of its revenue and expenditure every year, while an individual does not need of such record keeping. Number six, deficit financing. A state may increase the supply of money to meet its expenditure, but an individual cannot avail this facility. Number seven, difference in objectives. The main objective of the public finance is to increase the welfare of the people. An individual has the objective of personal satisfaction and betterment. Number eight, borrowing. A state can borrow money from inside and outside the country. An individual can borrow from his personal sources as friends, relatives, commercial banks, etc. Number nine, surplus budget. If a government shows more income than its expenditure, it is considered insufficiency of the government because surplus amount should be spent for the welfare of the people. On the other hand, if an individual increases his savings, it is appreciated. I repeat again, number nine, surplus budget. If a government shows more income than its expenditure, it is considered inefficiency of the government because surplus amount should be spent for the welfare of the people. On the other hand, if an individual increases his savings, it is appreciated. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि बजट में गवर्नमेंट ने जितनी रकम रखी हुई है, अगर वो सारी खर्च नहीं करती लोगों की फलाह बहबूद पे, तो वो उसकी नाकामी है, नाअहली है। उसको ये रकम जो है ये बचा कर नहीं रखनी चाहिए, बल्कि लोगों की फलाह बहबूद पे खर्च कर देनी चाहिए। लेकिन एक आम आदमी जब अपनी सेविंग जो है, अपनी बचत बढ़ाता है, तो उसकी हौसला अफजाई की जाती है। ये अच्छी अलामत है, अच्छी बात है। The number 10 is publicity of budget. A government has to publish its budget. It is not a secret document. An individual can maintain secrecy of his income and expenditure. Number 11, changes in public finance. The government can have big changes in its revenue and expenditure according to the prevailing or expected situation. An individual cannot make changes in his income and expenditures at the time of crisis. Number 12, during natural calamities, a government can receive foreign assistance, foreign aid, grants, and gifts, etc., from other countries which increase its income, its revenue. An individual cannot get such foreign assistance. Natural calamities are just like earthquake, floods, etc., and the other countries they help each other in the time of crisis. If there is any earthquake or flood in a country, then the other countries of the world they gives grants, aids, gifts, etc., so that the suffering country may recover the losses. Nowadays, what division of public finance, or what are the parts of public finance? Public finance can be studied under the following three main divisions: public expenditure, public revenue, and public debt. Let us discuss public expenditure first. Public expenditure, considering the function of a modern state, the government expenditure has been much more increased. Public expenditure has been most important department of public finance. Then heads of public expenditure. Number one is defense. Defense is a basic necessity of a nation. To defend the boundaries of a country against foreign aggression is the basic responsibility of a state. For this purpose, the government has to keep air force, naval, ground force with necessary modern arms, war technology, equipment, and ships. Pakistan is spending more than 20% of its budget on defense. Number two is police. It is also a basic responsibility of the government to provide good security environment and law and order situation in the country. To defend life and property of the people, the government establishes the police department. The internal security of a country also requires a considerable amount of expenditure. Number three, courts. The government also establishes a judicial system to punish the criminals who violate state laws. The rate of the government is enforced through civil, military, and special courts. To provide justice to the people, the government has to incur a large expenditure. The number four, civil administration. To run the affairs of the state, the government has also to establish a secretariat. It means various departments run by the government. Federal government, provincial and district governments run their affairs through departments of civil administration and incur large expenditure on it. Number five, public health. The government is also bound to provide basic health facilities to the people. The government has to incur a large expenditure to establish hospitals, basic health units, and dispensaries, etc., with latest equipment, machines, and infrastructure. Number six, education. This is also a basic responsibility of the government to provide quality education facilities at affordable rates to the general public. The government establishes schools, colleges, universities, technical and professional education institutions for this purpose. A large amount of expenditure is also incurred on this head. Number seven, irrigation. Pakistan is an agricultural country. The government also provides irrigation facilities to improve agricultural production. For this purpose, the government constructs barrages, dams, canals, etc. for the farmers. The government also incurs large expenditure on irrigation system. Number 8, social welfare. The government has to perform various welfare activities like orphan houses, disabled care centers, and shelter homes for poor and homeless people. The government also establishes public parks and libraries, etc., to provide welfare facilities to the general public. The government has also to incur a huge expenditure for these welfare activities. Just as you know that the present PTI government has established some langar khane or panagahe वगैरह. So these are also welfare activities, and the people who are poor and needy, who are homeless, they can get benefit of these facilities. The number 9, means of transport and communication. The government has also to provide good means of transportation and communication in the country. The government constructs roads, highways, motorways, railways, airports, and seaports to facilitate mobility of goods, people, and economic activity. The government incurs a huge expenditure on this head. Number 10, payment of loan and interest. The government takes internal and external loans from foreign countries and IMF, etc. The government has to pay interest on these loans on regular basis. This is also a huge expenditure. Then principles of public expenditure. The main principles or canons of public expenditure are as under. Number 1, the principle of maximum social advantage. The government expenditure should be incurred in such a way that it should give benefit to the community as a whole. The aim of the public expenditure is the provision of maximum social advantage. If one section of the society or one particular group gets benefits of the public expenditure at the cost of the whole society, then that expenditure cannot be justified in any way. Number 2, the principle of economy. This principle requires that the government should spend money in such a way that there should not be any wasteful expenditure. Economy means that the government should increase public expenditure without any extravagance and duplication. इसका मतलब ये है कि हुकूमत फजूल खर्ची भी ना करे और किसी एक प्रोजेक्ट पे बार बार जो है रकम खर्च ना की जाए, बल्कि किफ़ायत से काम लिया जाए और सारे जो तरक्याती ना गैर तरक्याती काम हैं उनमें किफ़ायत को असूल बनाया जाए. The number 3 is the principle of sanction. It means all public expenditure should be incurred after getting proper and prior sanction from the competent authority. This is necessary to avoid waste and extravagance of public money and also for audit and scrutiny. The number 4, the principle of elasticity or flexibility. It means that the public expenditure should not be rigidly fixed for all time, but it should be elastic. The public authorities should be allowed to make change in the expenditure according to the demand of situation. The number 5, principle of balanced budgets. Every government must try to keep its budgets well balanced. There should not be unwanted surplus or deficit in the budgets. Ever recurring surpluses and deficit are not a healthy sign because this is considered as a sign of financial weakness of the country. The number 6, no adverse effect on production and distribution. The public expenditure should not have adverse effect on production or distribution of wealth in the country. Public expenditure should aim at stimulating production and reducing inequalities of wealth distribution. Due to unwise public expenditure, wealth may get concentrated in a few hands. It causes inequalities of wealth distribution in the society. Then public expenditure and national income. That is, what is the relation between these two, or what is the effect of public expenditure on the national income. Public expenditure has great influence upon the national economy of a country. Its economic effects may be studied from 2 points. Number 1, economic effects of public expenditure on the volume of national income. Public expenditure greatly helps in promoting and maintaining the level of employment in the country. If private consumption and investment expenditure is not sufficient in sustaining the highest level of national income, the government should come forward to fill up the gap between actual spending and required spending for full employment by arranging a series of public works programs. Government public expenditure helps a lot directly or indirectly in development of the natural and human resources of the nation. Number two, effects of public expenditure on distribution. Public expenditure can greatly help in reducing inequalities of wealth distribution in the country. The government should impose taxes on rich people at progressive rates to reduce their high income. This money should be spent for the benefit of the poor people by providing free medical facilities, free education, cheap housing, subsidized necessities of life, and unemployment allowance, etc. These facilities indirectly help in increasing the income of poor people. These facilities indirectly help in increasing the income of poor people. The poor people gain at the cost of rich people. Thus, public expenditure helps to bridge that gulf between the rich and poor. The government should watch that the provision of free goods and services may not adversely affect the performance of the poor people. The rich people should not be overburdened with heavy taxation, otherwise, there will be adverse effects on accumulation and formation of capital in the country. Students, this is the first part of our topic public finance. In the next lecture, we shall discuss the taxes, tax revenue, kinds of taxes, etc. Thank you very much.